only show that combines raging alcoholism with nerds talking about whatever. I'm your host, Max Steele, and we are back. Alex.
What's up?
We are back, and we are talking about Endgame. Avengers Endgame.
That's true. Well, it's been a while since we last recorded.
It has. It's been busy times in the Beer with the Bros household. But we're back, and we're starting off, and it's been some time since Endgame has been out, so we'd like to crack one open and talk about Avengers Endgame after the dust is settled. No Thanos pun intended.
Oh yeah, lots of spoilers though.
Oh yeah, spoiler warning. If you haven't seen Endgame, what are you doing watching our podcast? Go see it right now. And
yeah, do you live in like a goat-riddled town with nothing going on? Go watch Endgame. It's like $10. It's not that hard.
You can find $10 somewhere.
Scrape it up from under your couch.
Sell yourself on the streets if you have to.
I see I saw like a penny in here.
I'll just find 10,000 more, 1,000 more. There we go. I'm a mass media major, so I don't have to do math.
I think that's the whole reason why we both chose mass media anyway.
Right, but we're not talking about mass media. We are here to talk about Endgame. So we should probably just first give our thoughts, like how we want, like what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, overall reaction to it, and where we think the Marvel MCU goes from here.
Let's see. I liked it. There is a lot of twists and turns at the beginning to find out what happened after that 5-year time gap, and the whole Thor thing, and Thor being fat, and Bruce Banner and Hulk becoming the professor.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just kind of wild, but I really liked it. It balanced humor along with like this sense of devastation and complete loss pretty well. And I think that's something that Marvel always does, like humor and just action and just a sense of peril. Like they just do it really well for some reason. Like you can't have a good movie without like at least a tiny bit of humor. And if you can make it seem like the conflict is real, but you can still add humor to it, it's great. Now, where are they headed next after this? Well, since they're getting back their contracts for Fantastic Four and the X-Men properties from Fox, we're probably going to get, like, I would say a Silver Surfer movie, actually good Fantastic Four movie.
I'm actually going to look up and see what the plans are with regards to Phase 4.
We don't know if we're going to get like Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2, Captain Marvel 2, and of course
we also have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
Although James Gunn got fired from that.
No, he got his. He's going to be directing it.
Is he? I thought he got let go because remember that whole controversy, but he's back on.
Yeah, he's back on.
We'll see.
And then he just has to finish filming Suicide Squad 2. And then he'll start filming Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
So we got in the future they're talking about doing a Black Widow movie, which is gonna have to be a prequel.
Yeah, like she's dead.
Yeah,
she fell off a cliff.
Which I'm kind of like. I really hope that. Here's something that bothered me. I do not think that like. Okay, yeah, we had this like parallel version of Gamora, and I remember watching Infinity War and thinking, I hope they don't bring her back. Like I was really like a prequel is one thing, but then when you start introducing like. I like the whole time travel aspect, except for the part where they brought back Gamora. Like I just didn't like that. I think that with superhero movies nowadays, we need to have some finality. We need to have something where it's like, and this is a comic. This is a problem with the comics in general. Like, how often does a character ever really stay dead? And I feel like having some finality with some characters, like I want Black Widow to be just dead, like like dead for. And well, big spoiler if you're still watching this. And I still want Tony Stark. I want Tony Stark to stay dead.
I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is coming back.
Yeah, like like a flashback. Okay, sure, I'll take it. But like, don't bring them back to like the timeline that we have right now. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose faith in Marvel. Like I don't want to see them, be pulling these tricks where a superhero's coming, like they're back on, like I don't want, because then when someone dies, it's just gonna take away. Because I mean, like Tony Stark's death was like the event of Endgame.
Yeah, but look at Marvel's track record. Have you read like Marvel comics from like the New Age heroes to the Ultimates and all that? Like everyone dies and everyone comes back, and then everyone dies,
and I know that
everyone comes back.
But like that's a problem that I have with like Marvel comics and even DC, like just comics in general. Like people die and then they come back. Why? Because fuck you, we want to make money. I just want to see something in a narrative sense where someone dies and they stay dead. Like then like it'll be like, oh, like it'll make you really feel for these characters as they are human. Make them feel human so we can have a connection to them. But that's an aside. That's my rant for the day. There you go.
Well, I thought Gamora dying and then coming back to life worked because she's from a different like timeline. So she's not in. It's like a whole alternate timeline. Bringing her back from that timeline makes sense.
But again, she is still back. Like, and we're gonna have these.
And she's still kicking Peter Quill in the nuts.
Yeah, but I mean,
as long as that happens, it's okay.
I still don't think that like character stay dead. Like don't try to bring her back. And I know it is a different character from a different continuity, but it is still Gamora. That you cannot change the fact that is Gamora that we see on the screen. So I think they should just find a way, like keep her dead. I don't want to. No more. I'm just sick of it.
Well, it's probably contract-wise as well. I mean, she signed on for most likely 3 Guardians films and 2 or 4 Avengers films.
When is this going to end? That's what I want to know.
I mean, but this timeline or this first 4 phases or first however many story in the Marvel universe is over. They're going to keep making them as long as they make money. Because we're getting, what's his name? The Falcon and...
The Falcon is Captain America.
Yeah, and then the Bucky Barnes, like they're making a TV series for that on like their Disney streaming platform, which is coming out. Screw you, Disney. Keep your stuff on Netflix. We should have had Daredevil.
And bring back Daredevil.
Yeah. Bring it
Bitch. Back. Fuck you for canceling Daredevil and the Punisher. Luke Cage too, why not? And that's all I really care about in all honesty. Like
Jessica Jones was great.
I like the first few episodes of Jessica Jones. Iron Fist I can live without. I'm sorry to all 2 diehard Iron Fist fans out there.
But yeah, like I said, we're getting Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. I know there's going to be a Scarlet Witch and Vision TV show, which is going to be in the past. And then there's going to be a Loki TV show, which I think will be good. Tom Hiddleston, that's his name, right? Yeah. Like, he's a great actor. He's a great actor. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically the best villain we had of like the first 2/3 of Marvel movies, because we've been getting some great villains recently. Like, I mean, Thanos has been awesome. Fucking Michael Keaton's Vulture was surprising. Like, holy shit. And speaking of Spider-Man, we'll see how Jake Gyllenhaal does as Mysterio. That I'm really looking forward to. Man, like I'm really excited to see like how they're gonna kick off Phase 4 with Homecoming.
Well, from my understanding, Homecoming is the end of Phase.
Sorry, not Homecoming. Far From Home.
Or yeah, Far From Home. That's the end of Phase 4. Or Phase 3. Phase 3. And then the beginning of Phase 4 is either going to be Black Panther or Doctor Strange.
I've been hearing like different things about people like saying, oh no, it's the end of Phase 3 or it's the beginning of Phase, like, it's a transitional point in the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline. Let's go back to talking about Endgame. I guess we should just take it like from the beginning and then just go like,
beginning.
yeah, just from the beginning. Like I was really surprised with the way that they started it.
What, with Hawkeye?
No, not with like with them just being like, hey, let's go kill Thanos. And everyone's like, I bet. So
Well,
they go kill Thanos, and
that's true. But before that, there's the worst scene of the entire movie. It's not even a scene, it's a shot that really pisses me off. Shaky cam. Shaky cam is like the one thing that pisses me off more than anything.
Well, I think shaky cam can be done well in certain situations. Like if we're talking about like Taken 2 levels of shaky cam, then yeah, that's absolute garbage. But shaky cam, like in the Bourne Identity, like that's like I'm fine with that. What shaky cam? Which shaky cam are you talking about?
I'm talking about when he goes into the house. Hawkeye does. He walks out and can't find his kids and his wife because the snap happened. Mm-hmm. And then you see them, like Hawkeye running out the house and the camera's following him, and it's just and I was like, ooh, that was the worst.
You see, I actually heard something that scene was originally supposed to end Infinity War. Now, do you think they made the right decision in ending and starting Endgame with that scene, or do you think they should have used that to end Infinity War?
No, they should have started Endgame with it, because the ending for Infinity War, which was what's his name? Nick Fury.
That was the post credit scene.
That's still why I considered it ending.
But I'm talking about like,
and he's just calling Captain Marvel over. That was more important to end that. Was
there a mid credit scene with Endgame or with Infinity War?
I don't remember there being.
Okay, because imagine like the last thing you ever see after watching Infinity War, and it's that scene with Hawkeye. Like, imagine just like the feeling of just pure, like you've already seen like half the world's population die. You've already seen Tom Holland crying on screen, telling Mr. Stark he doesn't feel so good, and imagine ending it with Hawkeye and his family. I feel like that would have like just, and like I'm fine with it either way, like beginning or end. But I'm just saying, what if that is how Infinity War ended?
Well, we didn't even know if Hawkeye was going to come back for the fourth Avengers movie, so it would have given something away.
Maybe something. I don't know, but I'm just imagining the feeling of despair that we would have gotten as that being like the last thing that we see for a whole ass year until Endgame.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you can take it either way.
Yeah, like
it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter. But that's what happens at first. Probably the worst shot of the entire movie, and then after that, everything was fine.
Yeah.
We get them. This is like right after the snap happens. Captain Marvel comes through. It's like, hey, well, you get Stark out there in space. Captain Marvel picks up Stark, and Nebula brings him back to Earth. And then they're all like, hey, let's go kill Thanos, because the energy signature from all the way out in the boonies of space has just went off. Now we can track him. Go to his planet. And then he's like, I destroyed the stones. And they're like, no! And then they chop off his head.
Yeah. I think Thor doing that, I was like, holy shit. Like, oh, okay, cool. This happened. Then we cut to 5. I really
like a plop up.
I really like how, like, again, like, we cut to 5 years later, and we see kind of like how everybody's taken their new, like, Cap's a part of a
AA group.
Not really like a help group, like an AA group, but like for people who have lost loved ones in the snap. And everyone just kind of, Tony started a family. We get this so cute line of "I love you." Was that when he said "I love you" 3,000?
I don't remember. It might have been further along but I don't remember it happening that soon.
Yeah, I think it was like before they started going time traveling.
Yeah. So then you get Scott Lang or Ant-Man coming out the portal, and he's just like, whoa, where is everyone?
Yeah, that part was confusing for me just simply because I didn't watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I thought you did.
No, I said I was, and then I just never did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so hurt. Ant-Man and the Wasp was pretty funny. They had some funny scenes in it, but it was a filler movie.
No, and I didn't see Captain Marvel. I just I just didn't
Me,
hear. I didn't hear good things about it, and I was like, I don't feel like wasting.
I was not
10
interested
hours.
in watching it either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he comes out and he finds about the snap, and like his family's dead except for his kid, and his kid's like grown up, and he hasn't like changed a bit because he's only spent like 5 hours in the multiverse, although, or not in the multiverse, but in
Quantum realm.
the quantum realm. But 5 hours there changes to 5 years in Earth time. So he's pretty much the same age, and his daughter's like 16 or whatever.
Something like that.
So he goes to Avengers headquarters, meets Thor. Well, not Thor, but Hulk and Captain America. And then they put together a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, hey, we can go back in time now.
And then they go looking for Hulk. Or no, not Hulk. Thor.
Yeah, they go looking for Thor.
And Thor's just turned into a frat bro. Beer gut and all. Looks fucking awesome. Like, I lost it. My girlfriend lost it. She's over there. And I thought Fat Thor was funny. Like, it was like he looks like my dad from the neck down. Like, that's why it made me laugh so much.
That was like the best part of the movie. Like, just Thor. And they tried super hard to like hide it. Like, I didn't know any of that was gonna happen. Like, and like, you know, where they edit the trailer scenes so it doesn't give away anything of the movie. Mm-hmm. I had no idea.
Yeah, no, hats off to the marketing team for like not marketing, the editors, like everybody involved for just keeping their mouth shuts about Endgame. Like, I think that's like a side note, but I think it's a very important one. Like, they did a damn good job of not telling us like,
about Fat Thor.
Yeah, about Fat Thor, about like anything that happened, because I didn't know Thanos was going to get decapitated. Like, we really only kind of like saw glimpses of like the first 10
seconds of the movie.
Yeah, like 10, 15 minutes of the film. So hats off to y'all. So they get everybody together, and they're like, they managed to convince Tony Stark, and they're like, hey, time travel. And then we just then we just kind of get a recap of like all of the movies that have occurred
in like Phase 1 and Phase 2. There was very little from Phase 3, but it was basically the important parts of Phase 1 and Phase 2. Mm-hmm. It was basically Back to the Future too.
Yeah, it was Back to the Future. We go back to the Avengers. The whole America's ass line was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, that made me lose my shit in the theater. I'm trying to think, like,
that is America's ass.
Loki, we get to see Loki again, which is always awesome. And it was cool to see like different perspectives of these time, like Doctor Strange, the person, what's her name?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the bald
lady from Doctor Strange.
For some reason, like, Tilda Swinton is the actress that played her, and I just can't think of what her name is. Sorry, Doctor Strange was kind of a forgettable movie. Fight me. I said it. Just a little. I'm talking to my girlfriend off camera. She's slipping me off now, so that's just great. Fight me, Doctor Strange fans. The visual effects were cool. So yeah,
So where we
Tilda Swinton just pushes Bruce Banner
into flashbacks.
Yeah,
or not Back to the Future time.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole point of this is that they're going back in time to grab stones. They get Hawkeye back, and then
Jeremy Renner was looking hot in that movie. I'm sorry, I'm a straight man, but I saw Jeremy Renner and I was like, damn. Oh, okay.
Man boner right here.
Yeah, I was like,
I thought he looked old. he thought he looked hot.
I was like, damn, okay, I am a straight man, but I was like, whoa, okay, Jesus. It's getting a little hot in here.
So yeah, what's their names? War Machine and Nebula go to the intro scene from Guardians of the Galaxy. Nebula gets captured by Thanos. And then
the Nebula of that timeline switches place with the Nebula of the future.
Yeah, and then Hawkeye and Scarlet Widow.
No, Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Not Scarlet Witch.
There's so many different
Not Scarlet Witch, not Scarlett Johansson. Black Widow.
They have a baby together. Some nice
Scarlet Witch.
Okay, so Black Widow and Hawkeye go to the place where Red Skull is in Infinity War, fight for a little, and then Black Widow dies and they get the Soul Stone. And then Tony Stark and Captain America go to New York from Avengers 1, and then they go back to the base where Captain America trained, and Captain America, was it First Soldier or something?
Captain America Winter Soldier. No, Captain America the First Avenger.
Yeah, that movie.
Not Winter Soldier, different movie.
And then what was the other team?
The other, oh god, I just had it. So it's a lot of characters to keep up with, and you know.
Yeah. Oh, Rocket Raccoon and Thor go to Asgard.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's what it is.
Which was funny. I mean, anything with Fat Thor is funny. It's hilarious.
I mean, like, I like Thor. I liked Thor in this movie. He was kind of going through like a identity crisis.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I'm fat. I look like the Big Lebowski. What am I gonna do now?
Mom was like, I love you either way.
I love you either way, and I'm just like, damn. Feels.
Hell yeah.
So they all grab their respective own respective Infinity Stone, go back to their timeline, but Nebula was like, hey,
but
no.
Thor snaps just before like everything else happens to bring the people back. Then Thanos pops out of the blue from a different timeline, and then boom, I think Ant-Man just fucking died. Like, do you remember that scene where they just come out of nowhere and you just see Ant-Man look out the window and he's like, oh, and then you just see this big explosion just hit him in the face. I thought Ant-Man bit dust right there. Like, that was insane.
I really did like that first like kind of battle scene. It was between Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and Thanos. Like, I thought that was
Thanos was whooping.
Yeah,
butt.
I thought that was awesome. Like, I think it kind of felt like it was kind of like that more human battle. Like, it wasn't like an army or anything, like battling an army, like the later parts of the film were. But it just kind of felt like a very human conflict between two people, or between four individuals, where we could all identify like this is what is going on, and I really liked that.
Yeah. And then, like, towards the end of that fight, after still getting their butts kicked, Thor's small hammer, Mjolnir, goes to Captain America.
Oh, I lost my shit when I saw that. That was like, I really like that.
Comic book, just orgasm right there. Just, like, insanity.
I forget which movie it was, but, like, Captain America, like, kind of began to lift Thor's hammer. In
Age of Ultron.
No, was it the first Avenger? Was it the first Avenger?
No, it was Age of Ultron. No, it was Age of Ultron.
It was either that or Civil War. I can't remember.
It wasn't Civil War.
It was Age of Ultron.
Because they had a party.
That was an Age of Ultron.
Oh, I swear that was the first one.
No,
that was either again. I will say that's either Age of Ultron or Civil War. Do not test
me on this.
So Captain America gets the hammer. The nerds jizz everywhere. It's a happy day.
And then everyone comes out portals and like Avengers.
Everyone comes out of portals. more nerd jizz everywhere.
And then it's a 40-minute fight, I think.
Was it 40 minutes?
Well, if you combine,
it was a big fucking battle.
Yeah, if you combine the first fight and like the all-out like war fight, like, because like barely any like rest in between. It's all out like 40 minutes of just straight up action.
Oh, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, everybody kind of got their own spot. It was great to see Spider-Man back. I teared up a little bit. We started, Mr. Stark, Mr. Stark, Mr. Stark. Like, I was like, damn.
Father, is that you?
You're still not my favorite Spider-Man though, but I can respect you. Anyways, so everyone
that's big gets their like moment. Like, you have probably like one of the most badass scenes in that fight was when all of the Lady Avengers come together and they go hard, like on
Yas Queen. There we go.
Yeah, Captain Marvel like goes up against Thanos, and Thanos like headbutts her, and she's like, what was that? And she just like punches him like halfway across the world. That was pretty good. Then yeah, if Scott Lang didn't come back from the quantum realm, then this movie probably wouldn't have happened.
This movie is brought to you by Ant-Man. Not everybody's favorite Avenger, but he can still get the job done.
I mean, did you see all those memes that happened for the ending of Endgame? Ant-Man's gonna go microscopic up Thanos' asshole.
Like, I would have lost my shit if that happened. Yeah, but it actually happened. I would have been like, well, guess the internet was right. So this whole battle happens. You can pick and choose your favorite moments from each one, depending on who your favorite character is. And then we get Iron Man and Thanos. I thought this part, I feel like everybody kind of knew what was going to happen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Come this point,
for sure.
But I don't think everybody necessarily was ready for it. No, the last words that he said, "I am
Iron Man."
Snaps his finger, makes Thanos. Another one bites the dust. Thanos dies, and
then that's not the end. There's still a whole another 30 minutes of the film. Still, yeah. This is 2.5 hours. We still have 30 minutes to go. They have
to wrap everything up because this is just such a massive event. Now, Tony Stark's funeral, when they went through everybody. Again, there was a kid from Iron Man 3, which a lot of people were like, who the fuck is that? But then, once you dug deeper, you were able to figure out, hey, there was a kid from Iron Man 3. I forgot the kid's name. Harley. Sure.
I don't even know.
Yeah, yeah, so we see everybody paying the tributes to Tony Stark, Iron Man, which again, well-deserved. Robert Downey Jr. gave a huge portion of his life for this role. And again, I think that's just such a commendable thing. Hats off to you, sir.
I mean, to be making 50 million per Marvel film you're in, plus on top of that, you had an extension contract for 72 mil just to even come back and complete Iron Man 3. Wild. So you earned your money, bro.
Absolutely.
You are America's ass.
No, that's good. No, speaking of America's ass, Captain America.
Oh yeah,
he gets the send off he deserves, man. He finally gets his life back, travels back in time, lives the life that he always wanted to, and I think that was really cool. How he got a chance to live the life that he always wanted to pursue, and he passes the torch to Falcon, and I feel
he's an old man.
Yeah,
he's at 90 years old,
and I feel like both characters kind of, I feel like both with Captain America and Iron Man, not dying. Well, Tony Stark died, but Captain America just stepping down. I feel like those are both really, important moments because it's kind of showing hey,
this is the next phase.
Yeah, not necessarily even the next phase, but this is the next generation because we've had things have kind of been the same from phase 1, 2, and 3. Now everything's kind of beginning to move forward. Because again, Tony Stark kept they've been consistent for 10 years, and I think that's amazing. But now it's kind of hey, we're moving forward, we're going into a new direction,
which is good.
I'm curious to see what that direction holds. So.
Well, Avengers 5. What are you gonna be? Who's the main villain? Is it Doctor Doom? Is it Galactus?
I think they were talking about saying Galactus, but again,
I would love for it to be Doctor Doom.
Please, for the love of God, give us a good Fantastic Four movie. Don't give us
Don't give us Fan Four Stick.
No, don't give us Fan Four Stick. Don't give us
Fantastic 2.
Yeah. No, not Rise of the Silver Surfer. Don't give us Fantastic Four as a sitcom. Don't give us the cheesy one from the 90s or 80s or whichever one that came with the one where the Thing just doesn't look right at all. It's kind of terrifying the more that I look at it.
I also don't want to see the Thing wearing a Speedo.
Mm.
Or not wearing any type of clothing at all.
Give us a proper Hulk versus the Thing fight. Marvel, make it happen. And I know it's happening in the comic books, but I want to see that shit on film. So there you go. That's all I really got to say about that.
And as long as you bring or reprise Ryan Reynolds' role as Deadpool, that's all that
Also,
matters.
Cast John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
He does look like
he looks like it. Like there was like this whole like article I read about. I feel like he would just be a perfect Mr. Fantastic. John Krasinski is a great actor. Make Jim from The Office stretchy. There you go. There's your pitch right there for Fantastic Four.
But yeah, that's Avengers Endgame, pretty much. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, like Marvel movies have kind of been like. I was getting Marvel fatigue a little bit. Like, I thought Black Panther was, like, okay. Like, I didn't think it was, like, the greatest thing.
It was 2 movies stuffed into one.
Yeah, like, not even 2 movies stuffed into one. Like, I was kind of getting tired of, like, I saw it and I was like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And I was right about every single one of it. Thor Ragnarok, I wasn't, again, hey, internet, fight me. I wasn't a big fan of Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, we're on completely opposite terms here. Like, I love Thor Ragnarok. It's one of the trippiest movies I have ever seen. And I love that thing.
And like and that's fine, but I didn't like it. That's just plain and simple. And but I'm really happy with the way that Endgame was able to like really surprise us and turn things around, because yes, we all knew Spider-Man was going to be coming back because the Far From Home trailers dropped. Mm-hmm. But I like the way that they kind of like took you on that journey. Like, yes, they might come back, but this is how they get there. And I'm really happy that, the trailers of Endgame were really only showing us like the first few minutes of the film.
Yeah.
And I'm like, again, there were many surprises I had. Marvel, you got me hooked back in.
And there you go. But yeah, Marvel, Endgame, big sexy.
Oh yeah. Cast John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic. And that's all I really got to say. Like, going forward, I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man: Far From Home. I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal's going to kill it. I feel like everybody's going to kill it. And just even watching the trailer for Far From Home, seeing Tom Holland react to Tony Stark's death, I think it's heartbreaking. But I'm really excited to see where they go. And that's all I really got to say.
Same here.
All right, so this has been Beer with the Bros. And
what beer are we drinking on? We're drinking on some Peebs.
Peebs, not to be confused with pubes, which we don't ever want in our mouth, but this is Peebs. So yeah, hope you enjoy Beer with the Bros, and we'll see you next time.
Catch you on the fly.
Cheers.